We'll continue recording here. A math test today, and then you had your language test. Did you guys? They may not do their language test yet.
I didn't.
Okay, get that done today if you can. At least by when you put it in for the envelope next week. And you've already taken yours, Brianna, and then who else is taking yours? Did you take yours, Andre, already?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what about you, Eric? You did? Okay. Did you guys find it trying, testy, no pun intended? Did you find it difficult or medium hard, medium, simple, what?
Like, not hard, but not simple.
Well, if you think that one was not hard but not simple, wait till we get to the next one. Because we're going to add the other modifiers, the modifiers for verbs, verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. And that's adverbs today. So page number, whatever it is, 220, chapter 11, 11. Adverbs, words that answer how. All right, so again, this is a modifier. So just like green could be a modifier for car, where it's telling you it's a car, but then green car means it gives a little bit more detail. This is the way an adverb works. You have your adverb cards from last year, you could use those, but I would suggest that you get adverb cards that you can use while you're doing these exercises for these questions. And that is, an adverb is a word that modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. It answers questions where, when, how often, and to what extent. So it went there. Where did it go? Arrived later. Arrived when? Spoke how? Quietly. Seldom loses. How often do they lose? And then very good. To what extent is it good? And so the words not and never and the contraction and apostrophe T are always adverbs and usually modify a verb. What was that?
Can you say them again?
Well, they're right there in your book. Where's your book?
Where is it?
I'm reading right from your book.
Oh, I was looking at the like the light blue print.
Oh no. Yeah, it's the I just read all that top part. From the first blue sentence, and we're getting ready to read the second blue sentence. Why don't you go ahead and do that since you're ready for it?
Oh. The one that starts with adverbs modify verbs?
That particular one, yes.
Okay, adverbs modify verbs most of the time. An adverb that modifies the verb may be before or after the verb it modifies. It may be in the middle of a verb phrase that it modifies, or it may be at the beginning of the sentence. Wait, what?
Nowhere.
Oh, nowhere near the verb it modifies. Okay,
yeah, so the 3 examples give those, the 4 examples there give you the 4 different possibilities. It says Christians often speak. So that one's before the verb. Christians speak often, or Christian speaks often, and that's after it. This one is in between. Matthew will not ride. Not, of course, again, one of those words, not, never, and which stands for not, are always adverbs. So anytime you see those 3, they're always adverbs, okay? And then it says the last one, later, after much hard work, we finished the project. You can see that's separated completely from where the verb is. And so that is what makes this difficult, is understanding what each of these words are doing and what they're, to see the word later, after much hard work, we finished the project. As we're doing adverb exercises, yeah, you might find it because you're looking for it that way. But the problem is, if you have to just find, okay, which one's what is each part of speech on these things, that's what can make it difficult. So try to learn these as best as possible. Most of the time, though, as it said, most of the time, it's going to modify a verb. Okay, so, but we will deal with that as we go here. It says, to locate adverbs, first find the verb. Then ask the questions which adverbs answer, which 5 questions were: where, when, how often, and to what extent. Then once you've done that, then you can see if anything modifies that. Now they're going to start nice and easy for you, okay? It says, later, after long hours of hard work, we finished the project. Finished is the verb. Finished where? Doesn't say where. Finished when? Later. So you see, that's how you do it. You go through the 5 questions, and you figure out what it is through that. And then those are the ones that modify verbs, of course. And so the ones that modify adjectives or modify other adverbs, that one is going to be a little bit difficult. Well, it's a little bit different method for finding it. But all right, so in Think A. All right. What is the verb in Think A, Juliana? Couldn't hear you.
Is.
What's the verb in? Go ahead, Brianna.
Is leaving.
Is leaving. You got to remember verb phrases as well. Okay, so we'll ask the questions. Is leaving where? Is that in there?
No.
Is leaving when?
Yeah.
What does it say?
No.
No.
Yeah, so circle the now there. All right, Eric, give me the verb on the second one.
Disappeared.
Okay, and then, so we asked the question, disappeared where? That in there? No. Disappeared when? No. Disappeared how? And
Yeah.
the how is?
Slowly.
Slowly, so circle the slowly. Andre, what's the verb for number 3?
Walked.
Okay, and walked.
Out.
How? What? Which one?
Cautiously.
Cautiously. Very good. All right, Juliana. Verb for number 4.
Is delivered.
Is delivered. You got it. Good job. All right. And then is delivered. What do you think the word is?
Milk.
So is that where, when, how often, or to what extent for the milk?
I said milk.
I know. I asked you a question. So which question does that answer? Of the 5 questions, which one does milk is delivered answer? Well, let's go back to the verb first. So is delivered, if we say is delivered where, is that in there? No where, right? Is delivered when? Is that in there? What is the word then? Daily, is that what you said? Yeah, that's correct. Daily. It's delivered when? It's delivered daily. So I'll let you guys do the other 6 of those. Now, one thing I want you to notice though, on those ones, number 2, 3, and 4, what is similar about all of those adverbs there?
Ly and
All L and an ly, and that is a very common characteristic that can help you when you're looking for adverbs. And so, all right. So look closely. It says many adverbs end in ly, just like I said. It is the most common adverb suffix. Eric, go ahead and read the instructions there for Think B.
Find the adverb in each sentence and write it in the first blank. In the second blank, write the verb or the verb phrase that it modifies.
Now you can do it the other way around. You just find the verb first, because since they're telling you they're all modifying verbs, find the verb first. So what's the verb in number 1? Andre, what's the verb number 1?
Number 1 is leaving. Oh, that one. I was like, what the? Travel.
Travel. Okay, so travel where? Travel when? How? Travel how often? I mean, how often, and travel to what extent? Which one would that answer? What answers that question? So travel is your verb modified. So travel
often.
often, yeah. So traveled often, and so on. So you put often as the adverb. Now, if you know what the adverb is, like number 2, it sort of gives you an indication because there's an ly word in there, and so the ly word is what, Juliana? Wildly, yeah. So what is it that they did wildly?
Cheered.
Cheered. Yeah, they cheered wildly. So that's your verb modified verb.
Quite easy.
All right. So last thing on the bottom, Tom Swifties. It says a Tom Swiftie gets its name from Tom Swift, a comic character that was popular many years ago. The author opened each episode with a sentence such as, "I broken my leg," he said, lame. Okay, you guys get it? you remember the croakers from last year that we did in language?
Mhm.
Croakers, that's similar to this. So it says it's like oh, actually you did it this year. It says like a croaker on page 128. A Tom Swifty is a kind of pun, only the pun is created by an adverb instead of a verb. Okay, so it says give it a try. Examples: what kind of sand? She said quickly. I've been hit by a steamroller. He said flatly. And then tweet said the chicken cheaply. So they give you 6 to try. So 6 to try. So I will offer you extra credit for each one of those words, those 6 words. Any that you get, I give you an extra credit point for any you come up with for each one of those words, up to a possibility of plus 6. So, well, unless you have something else, since the math test is today, do that and send a picture of it. You already did yours, didn't you?
Yeah.
Did I give you a grade back already?
Oh, I didn't take a picture yet. That's my problem.
Oh, I thought you sent me that one. Okay, you didn't. It's
I'm
23.
gonna
You
send
sent me. Okay. Yeah, so take that and send me a picture so that I can get that printed off and then tell you what you missed, if you missed any. And otherwise, any questions on anything? This is all I have for today for you. Nope.
No.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
13-minute class.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.